ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the All-American Savage. Fuck, I just started this off just really well. Welcome back to the All-American Savage Show podcast. I'm your host, John Burke. I am here in studio with, you know him as Lord Hot Dog. Yeah. You know, I had, like, when I promoted you, I was like, JT's coming on the show. Instantly comments like, ask him about his baloney life-changing event, ask him about the hot dogs, ask him about all these things. And I'm just like, I feel like this is stuff that I should be, like, privy to. Like, I feel like I
You've always been.
I've seen the hot dog stuff.
Yeah, that. I mean, that was yesterday. That was yesterday was the launch. Something.
No, wait. No, what is this?
We launched hot dogs.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. If you go to lordhotdog.us,
we're gonna do this right now. Lordhotdog.us.
This is official.
Oh my God. There was a picture of JT. If you go and you look at this, there's a picture of JT with a smoldering gaze and a beautiful crown.
And
it's an actual hot dog company. You launched a hot dog company.
Listen, I took a page from your book.
Oh my God.
Because I don't think I've gotten to. Oh, wait till you see how intricate this is.
This is great.
Like
you've got a rewards program.
This is one of my. This is like one of those.
This is the guy you wanted me to meet.
Yes, Caleb.
Okay.
Caleb Francis. He's hilarious.
Oh
But
my God.
This is a marketing like this is one of those like. You know, I love like obsessing with marketing things, and
yeah,
it's like,
you're very good at this.
Like for me, this is like a pinnacle. I say test, but we're testing it with a real thing where it's the hot dog. The hot dog brand completely lives inside a fictional universe. So everything around the hot dog, everything that you'll ever see around the hot dogs is you're in this fictional universe of Lord Hot Dog, where Scythe Industries is the evil corporation that represents 78% of the world's food.
You scare me. You scare me with like the depth of marketing that you have in this, like, because people see you as like Black Rifle, they see you as like a JTAC, but then it's like they don't know the real you. It's like this guy's a fucking genius when it comes to marketing, and the levels that you go into, like when you just explain this, like you've created this fictional world of a hot dog corporation.
I'm gonna take you for a ride real quick.
Let's do this.
So I'll show you real quick, like because as soon as I get home from Texas here, I go in to production to these are going to be the propaganda films that Scythe Industries puts out. So Scythe Industries controls the world's food in my universe, and they're evil. Like it's just like Brazil and the cod crisis and everything.
Oh my God.
And it's all by this evil guy named Kane Scythe, which is played by Clean, the very popular Twitch streamer.
But you're ultimately marketing hot dogs.
Yes.
That's fucking genius.
But everything that you see around it is my
right.
Lord Hot Dog's battle against this evil food corporation that's been, poisoning our food and controlling us.
And a lot of this can transition into real life, though.
Well, yeah. I don't. I mean,
there's actual like you're talking about like food companies that are putting like horrible things in there. So I would assume that if you're going to take that route, your shit better be like on point.
Well,
like, it's organically grown hot dogs.
100%. I went with the hot dogs. I went with the original. These are the people that invented the hot dog.
Yeah.
Charles Feldman.
You legit went to the source.
Yes, he invented Coney Island.
How old is the hot dog?
It's from 1894.
Oh, okay, so not the actual. Okay, I was like, wait, how old is a hot dog? Like I thought this was like.
And don't quote me on that. It's on their site. I do need to brush up on my hot dog history. But
I feel like that's something you should probably know. If you're gonna launch a hot dog brand, you should know like the history of the hot dog.
Need to be there.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. And again, that's lordhotdog.us. You can check out the website. This is actually very well done.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
This is very well done, very intricate. You've got like the case files. You can see like
the cop. If you go all the way down to the cop, the cop is played by Seth Louis. That's my graphic designer and everything.
He is good.
Yeah, he's amazing. Like
he's fucking good.
I had him come out last Saturday, and we did all this. We shot the stuff, and then I'll have to show you the video.
Wow.
Because the video is what the launch was,
okay.
And the video is essentially the movie preview for what's about to come, because all of this is an ongoing series. So if you would like to play a character,
absolutely,
you can pick good or bad. So you get to pick which side you want to be on.
You cast me however you want me. If
I want you on good.
If you want me on the black couch bent over, I'll do it. I don't care. Anything to be in a JT film, absolutely.
Because everybody picks bad. Because it's like, ooh, I get to play a bad guy. So
Fair
it's like
enough.
I need people on the good side.
Okay.
I think you should play somebody that's in the plant agriculture realm that is helping me, like you're a massive grower and you're a botanist, and you're like, hey,
it's like the total opposite of what I am in real life. I'll have like the classic, well, actually, guys, according to the 3-leaf study I did, this isn't paying off right. I love that. That's brilliant. Well, thank you for coming in today. You're in Dallas. I don't know how much of your personal life you want to air on this.
Oh, I don't care. My entire personal life is on the internet.
Yeah. That's actually a very good topic. I wasn't planning on discussing this, but how does that I've met so many people in my life through social media that they're like, you're very transparent on social media. You post a lot of your personal life, and it almost feels like you don't really have a private life to an extent. I mean, there's certain things you do on, but it's always come natural to me to be honest and upfront about the things that I'm going through, the things that I'm doing. What has inspired you to post about just everything about you? Are you not afraid? Why are you not afraid to hold back about who it is that you are on social media?
Well, it's first is authenticity. Mm-hmm. And this because you're one of the people that kind of followed exactly. You and I are the same person that we were when we had 4 stripes, 5 stripes on our arm. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. That's what I keep people, even with the size that Black Rifle has gotten, I've been under attack before.
This episode is brought to you by Starbucks.com. I get so much shit from you, motherfucker. Your cult following. Christ Almighty. I'll tell you the story. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt, but Jesus Christ, the cult following you guys have. If you drink anything outside of Black Rifle, you're a fucking communist. And I want to talk to you about that too. But I'm sorry, I interrupt.
Well,
continue
thank
your story.
them for that. Well, it's just the meme pages, that's a thing. The
military meme community.
Yeah, the military meme. I have a lot of respectable, really nice guys that I've met through there. Mm-hmm. I love chatting with them and things like that. But the community as a whole will jump on something to just demolish them, and for whatever it is, I guess it's human nature. We like to see shit burn.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So it's like,
right.
if someone gives you the smallest thing that will justify your hate for them, they'll jump all over it. Mm-hmm. But it's like once Black Rifle had transcended to a much bigger thing where you see it everywhere. You see it on TV and commercials and shit like that. All of a sudden they wanted a reason to hate, and it's I'm shaking the cage going, hey guys, still the same.
Yeah. Well, fuck it. If you're going to get into it, let's go into that. There's been, here's the thing. I'm not a Black Rifle loyalist. I like coffee. I like it from wherever I can get it from that tastes good. And I feel like a veteran company should actually have a good product and not make sales based on, we're just a veteran company. And Black Rifle clearly has done very well as far as marketing good coffee. But the thing that I've seen is that when you grow to a certain extent, you grow to a certain size, then people start to hate you for your success.
Yes.
And then I've noticed, with the Kyle Rittenhouse ordeal, people jumped on that and didn't go into depth on that. It just said, oh my God, they don't support Kyle Rittenhouse. It's look, I call it like I see it. It's if a podcaster came out and said that my brand, Shell Shock, supported a guy without my authorization to do so, I would shit can them too. It's you're not authorized to make those statements, which ultimately to the people
NPR,
translates to, you don't support Kyle Rittenhouse.
The fucking truth behind that is NPR jumped on the radio Saturday morning, the Friday after Kyle was in our shirt, and said that we offered him a sponsorship deal.
Yeah.
So our reaction to that was first on all this left-leaning media going, you guys just offered this kid a contract. And we're like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah, where did that come from? Yeah.
Because another frustrating thing for me is during that thing, all these people would post these screenshots of the Evan donation to Tulsi Gabbard, and look, the evidence is here. And what I was going was, hey, you big detectives, why didn't you post the screenshots of my public Facebook page 3 days after the Kyle Rittenhouse situation, where I was going, hey, if you grab someone's gun and you get shot, that's clearly self-defense. Yeah. So why? It was they pick and choose the things that if it fit their hate, that's all they wanted to do. Because you can still go onto my Facebook. You can still see. Yeah. I mean, I was a bit tacky and I posted the meme. Like, I posted that meme that was the Impractical Jokers, like, hey, now try and grab this rifle. Like, okay, hey, that's who the fuck I am, guys. Yeah. Like,
oh my God. No, people jumped all over that because I was sitting there, it's like, look, when it's the same approach I take to like Trump or Biden. When they do something good, acknowledge that. When they do something bad, disagree with it. And there's nothing wrong with that. But when people were posting about that, it's like they don't support Kyle Rittenhouse because they shit can this podcaster that talked about this. Like, wait a minute. I was like, that's like a franchising issue. That's a name issue. It's like I would do the same fucking thing. And it doesn't mean you don't support it, but it's like what gives an individual the right to make a statement like that without clearance from the higher ups? It's like, no, you're off market on that. So instantly, and I'm not ashamed to say this, the veteran community can sometimes be very fucking stupid. Very fucking stupid sometimes.
And they'll bandwagon on things before, and that's really what's been my battle the last 3 months. And I've been in very deep with this, by the way, is I want to help these guys. Like I want to shape the message before we get everybody to jump on stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I have a bi-weekly conversation with the SEAC, the highest ranking enlisted person in the United States military. I'm talking to him twice a week because I'm like, hey, here is what's being pushed around. Like, and the fact that he's acknowledging me, like, and us as a whole, like,
that's awesome.
That's a huge step for us. Okay. Because they're calling and they're saying, what's the heartbeat of the E5? Okay, here's the information going out. Here's what they're upset about, and this is what I'm passing him.
Yeah.
Here's what they are pinging on. Here is how I recommend you message back to make sure that this is taken care of. And you know, Dan Crenshaw, I know how many people hate that guy, but guess what? He's one of the only congressmen that opened up this whistleblower program for the military in the last 6 months regarding vaccines and unfair treatment and the search for extremists and things like that.
Yeah.
As of last week, 9 items were actioned on from Dan Crenshaw's whistleblower campaign, meaning the highest enlisted people in the United States military, they actually went through over 60 items that came in as reports. All but 9 were dispelled, meaning, you know, people have a way to frame something that isn't true when you
comes
look
to you with problems. It's like, okay, wait a minute, are these really problems? Or are you making shit up because you just want to bitch because you don't like your life?
Let me hear the whole story.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they ran over 60 of these whistleblower reports to the ground. 9 were actioned on.
Nice.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what like let's celebrate success.
Yeah.
Our highest ranking individuals in the United States military are listening to your complaints, and then they're turning around and jumping on them to correct.
I think the problem though is that's not going public. I never knew that until you just said that. And it's like, how does one, like Crenshaw, you know, there's things I agree with Crenshaw on, and you know, he's come on the podcast a few times. There's things I agree with him on, there's things I don't agree with him on. But I don't think his heart is in the wrong place. You know, we've had discussions that it's just like, yeah, I basically told him, like, you're a politician. I don't trust you. I was like, and I respect your service, but I don't trust any politician. I don't trust any cop. And it's not that I hate them. It's not that I want to see them fail. It's like, but when you have that position of authority, when you have that position of power, those that put you in that place should always view you with a healthy level of skepticism to ensure that power doesn't go too far. And I think with Crenshaw, it's just one of those things, like when he came out with the whole red flag order, and I know he's never going to live that down. That's just one of those things that's going to be with him. Like when he said that, you and me have been in the social media spectrum for a very long time. I don't think Crenshaw has. And when Crenshaw went and started campaigning, and then his intent was just to have a conversation.
Wow.
And people perceive that as like, oh my God. So
his intent was.
Yeah.
When he came out with the first statements, and the first statement was, let's make this a state issue. Let states have discussions about red flag laws. Let states define due process.
Yeah.
He was trying to pull it from the federal floor because they were trying to push a federal firearms ban.
Yeah.
Okay. Full stop. Hey, let states do this.
Yeah.
If California wants to become fucking full-blown communists, let them and we'll move the fuck away from there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just better than putting something out federally.
And I think the problem, though, is the optics on that are going to bite you in the ass because people don't see even I wouldn't have seen.
You're never going to win.
Yeah, you're never going to win. You never will. And
but that's what I was going to say here is our system is fucked, and unless we pull the hammer that just deletes every congressman right now, and we started completely fresh, like no one that goes, oh, he has a history in politics. If you put new people in there, because I mean, you and I know in real life, you can figure out, and you have a hunch on how this political system works when it comes to the congressional house, is you've got people there that have been there ancient years, 40, 30,
Career
50 years. So when you come in as a young, new, I just got elected, Graham Allen is hopefully going to get elected here soon. Graham's going to go in with the right intentions and ready to go. And then he's going to be introduced to the system and go,
yeah.
I have to give to take.
Yeah.
Because we understand it. This is all a voting thing. So in order to get you on my side to try and get this piece of legislation that's going to help veterans or this, in order to get this,
I'm gonna have to give up some of this.
I'm gonna have to capitulate to you with something that you want or anything like that. And I think we all need to understand that.
How the system works.
Yes. And guess what? We designed the system, so we fucked it up. Here's a really good thing that I don't know if you know, but this was a question I asked a couple weeks ago. It's like, you want to start off with something that might help us in the future with the situation we're in with Joe Biden right now. Let's require our president to pass a security clearance. Did you know that they do not have to have one?
No, I didn't know that.
They do not.
Shut the fuck up.
The elected president does not have to pass anything.
But
they get the highest form of security clearance.
I can tell you right now, the intention with that would be good. But even if that president couldn't pass one and he gets elected, he's going to pass one.
Yes, but
they'll figure out a way.
Here's where us as citizens should change the law, and this is where we should all unite and go, you know what? Fuck this. That is fucked up, because Biden would have never even gotten past a regular secret clearance with his son and his son's ties to other countries. That is the first fucking question on an SF-86. Oh, who do you know that's in other countries? So here's how we fix that. If you want to run for president, you have to pass.
Yeah.
So before you even get elected, one of the requirements, we've said a requirement is an age requirement.
Yeah.
We've said a requirement is a citizen requirement.
Yep.
Now how about you have to pass a fucking background check?
That's actually, that actually makes perfect fucking sense. That makes perfect fucking sense. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
I didn't know
until
that.
we were driving. I was driving with one of my good friends. He's a military officer, a TACP officer, and I was just like, we were just talking about the issues, the issues that we have with the current president, and I'm like, you know what? Does a fucking president have to pass? Like, do they have to? And we look it up, and it's like, nope.
Wow.
And we're like, oh God,
I had no idea about that.
So there's step one. If we want to change shit, us as citizens, that is a law that I feel is attainable. Yeah. That is a piece of legislation that I feel like us as the veteran community could get behind. I know enough congressmen that I think,
support that.
as election cycle settles down here shortly, I'll approach them.
That ain't happening anytime soon.
I know.
We got midterms coming up.
I would like approaching them and being like, hey, let's put this bill together. If you want to run for president, you have to pass a fucking security clearance. That at least the guy is a decent human being. Because security clearance. Why? Fine. It's financial.
Yeah.
It's a normal background check. So at least, at the bare minimum, we're getting a president that does not have a criminal history, that does not have weird fucking connections to other countries, and isn't a fucking shitbag when it comes to money. Okay, I'm good with those three things being requirements for the leader of the person that has all the nuclear weapons in the world.
Oh my God. No, I agree with you. I never knew that. But I think, I guess what I'm trying to say is we can have good intentions of wanting to pass things like this, but these snakes will always find a way to weasel a way around it. And that's why I feel like it's just so corrupt, because at this point, I think the first step we should be taking is introduce term limits across the board from the House to the Senate. We need term limits to where there's no more career politicians, because I feel like back when when Congress originated, people didn't want to serve. Nobody wanted to serve in Congress because, the per diem was shit. They didn't get paid very well, and ultimately their farms suffered. So it was in their best interest to make sure economically where they were representing was best looked out for in D.C. or in Congress.
But
now,
the thing is, here's the crazy
you got these politicians making $175,000 a year to start.
You're asking the very people to pass.
Exactly.
This doesn't make sense.
That's why we're fucked. Because I've acknowledged this. It's like, why would the power ever relinquish power? It doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen unless it's violently taken. America, and I honestly feel America's on a down track that we've begun this tailspin to where the power, I mean, just look at the vaccination mandates that are being pushed through from the president to Congress to people out there. That in what world did you ever think you'd live where they would have the authority to just disregard law and say, this is what we're doing, and if you don't like it, now it's to the point where you can get fired from your job if you're not getting vaccinated, and they require proof of it, and then if you are fired, you're not getting unemployment if you're not vaccinated.
Wow.
This is mind-boggling to me, how this could ever be allowed. So it's just one of these things that I see America spiraling right now, and I think the only thing that's like holding this, it's like a thong on a fat woman, like that little piece of material is holding all of this just crap back.
You know
and I
why?
feel like the filibuster is the only thing protecting Republicans right now, and Democrats are trying to do away with it.
I mean, the biggest thing is we're discussing real things that would actually start solving problems.
Yeah.
But instead, the masses are worried about abortion laws.
Yep.
Like, again, they use things like abortion to dangle in front of our face and fight about.
Yep.
So we do not hone in
yes.
on this.
100%.
And that's the thing. It's like when you really look at it, it's like, how many times has my life been affected by abortion? Never.
Yeah.
Never had to. It never came up. I never accidentally got someone pregnant. I never did this. I never did that. So why am I gonna? Why is this gonna be the number one political thing that I need to die on a hill on? That's why I don't even get in that conversation. It's like that doesn't affect my life.
Yeah.
Like you want to come to me and talk about traffic? Okay, that's something that every day hits me in the fucking face. You want to talk? You want to talk about property taxes? You want to talk about things that you're dealing with every single day? Like we're not trying to fix things. Instead, they've used that as a very, very cunning thing for them that they've found that we will argue over. We'll argue over immigration. Mm-hmm. There's fucking 40 states in the country that don't have to deal with immigration. Mm-hmm. Yet this is, again, one of our huge ticket items. And it's just like, fuck, man. I see it. I see the games they play.
I think a lot of it has to do with social media and the optics that are going to keep. So, I mean, you know this more than anybody. It's that the negativity is what drives social media. Negativity on social media is just so easy to get into. Like it's like
That's
veterans
new,
going
though.
after Black Rifle. Though. Like the negativity is what drives people. It's like so you know where this started from? Reality TV. Yeah. In my opinion, it started with 100%. Reality TV because you like looking at these other people and seeing how just fucked up their lives are, which I think inherently makes you feel good about yourself. It's like, oh man, I'm normal. And I think that's what feeds the American people for the most part, is they thrive on that because there's not a lot of positivity in the news. You don't see good stuff coming out of the news anymore. It's always negativity driven because people respond more so to that because I think we're, as human beings, I think for a large majority of us, we're more prone to saying, I want to fight that with a good intent. I want to push back on that. It's like being a part of something. That's why I feel like on people on the left, for like the Gen Z and the millennial, they want to be a part of something bigger than themselves and they want to fight for truth and justice and freedom. I think to just have their lines crossed and they're going the opposite way. But they have intent to just be a part of something and fight back. But unfortunately, they're retarded, and that's the problem.
Well, I mean, I think like I've talked about this before, where we're in a new age. Like we've had ages kind of with social media. Yeah. Because if you look back,
the evolution of it,
when you and I got popular and started out, like we were celebrated on social media. Dude, everybody was behind us. They're like, oh my God, a guy that I saw wearing a uniform. Yep. I was still in the National Guard until 2018. Yep. People were like, holy shit, an E6 in the National Guard that can achieve this. Like we're all happy for that. We're all down with that. Well, then what happened is
that trend arcs.
Well, what it was is the attention. People started getting used to seeing this, and they saw us grow to these certain things, and they're like, well, wait, okay, I have a phone now. I can do what he does. I'm going to do it. But then it doesn't get the engagement, doesn't get the comments, doesn't get the likes. And then you have this period of time, and this goes for like every pocket of demographic. Whereas like women, they see a girl they went to high school with that is popular on Instagram. All she does, it seems like, is go on vacation as her job. And so these girls try and do it. Okay, look, I'm taking a picture of my food. I'm taking a picture of me in a bikini, and they don't get anything. And then that turns into, jealousy and hate and like, well, wait, I'm doing the same thing she's doing. I'm not getting it. Why am I not getting it? And then they started realizing, and this is around the crest of 2017, 2018, I need to be outraged about something.
Yeah.
I need to pick.
Yeah.
I need to pick something because then they saw.
Yeah.
If I post on social media that I'm all for something fucking crazy, and you're either with it or against it, boom, the comments start pouring in.
Yes.
I just got you to fight with me.
Yeah.
And now my phone was going off the hook, and I've got 200 comments of people fighting with each other, and oh, you got him, we won this round. Like, so I feel like we're in the outrage age where the addiction to engagement on social media is what's driving all of 100%. The hate.
100%. I think I like how you said that, though, how social media evolves. And yeah, there was a time, like when I first started, like 2015, it was completely unintentional. And it started with outrage. It was me making fun of fat people. Not really making fun. It was just making posts because I saw like there was a lot of people out there trying to make excuses for unhealthy lifestyles of being just lazy. And that's just how I got my start. But yeah, it rallied a lot of people. And then as time progressed, like I will proudly claim the archetype angry veteran ranting in the car. Like that was me. I OG'd that shit. Like, so move over, Graham Allen. Like it was actually me, motherfucker. And
Graham came later.
He did. And I got him his start. Like I was the one who was sharing his videos and shit and helping him out. I don't like Graham. Like I'm not cool with him, but I'm gonna leave that alone. But it's just one of these things that we see this trend change. You see the grunt style trend change because I think instantly veterans felt represented in the civilian aspect where it still had that camaraderie effect. It still had this thing that drew us together, that we could still be with each other. We could still be around each other and share the same kind of message. And then the trend arced and it turned into like bro vet shit. And even for me, like it got to a point where I'd look back at some of the videos that I'd made. It's like, oh my God, like I can't believe I said it like that. Or I kind of changed my mind on that. And then you start to evolve. And that's what I think a lot of people don't encourage, because I'll have people like Nine Line did a thing with me like 3 months ago as far as entrepreneurship. And they came to my house and did an interview. And I remember they posted it on their social media, and I always know I can always project what's going to happen. You're going to have people like, oh, is he still fucking ranting in his car? Is he still fucking the angry bro vet? It's like, you haven't followed me for years because I haven't done that for years. Now I just do it on a podcast, so it's more professional. But people don't want to see you, number one, successful, and they don't want to see you evolve and grow into something else. They want to just keep you in that hole, that box, and then hate you for that, no matter how much good you can do. And that's the other thing I brought up with other people on the podcast, like when Black Rifle got demonized for that shit, or the bet Evan lost to donate to Tulsi, and I actually like Tulsi.
That was Obama. But
yeah.
that was also 7 years before the company was even like
exactly.
Like,
but people, they look at that and they focus on that and they say, oh, they're a woke company now. But then they don't turn around and look at, well, hey, they've donated millions of fucking dollars to these other veteran organizations, nonprofits, police force, all these things. Like, who else is doing that? So they want to focus on one tiny thing and then just nitpick you apart on that.
and discredit everything else.
100%.
And that's the thing,
it's just like, it's like being in the military. You have like 364 good days, but on that one day they perceive you as doing something they don't like. Oh, you're a horrible human being.
Let's unpack something you said when you started that, because I've got a point to make.
Go for it. I feel like we're getting really deep here.
Oh, why not?
I love that
why
sexy
not?
voice.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
You said you don't like Graham, and lately in the last like 3 months, I've wiped the slate clean because I've really started kind of coming to a lot of realizations of like the how and why. I've also been off liquor for 150 days.
Good for you. No, seriously, good for you.
I doubt I'm going back.
Good for you.
Because I've been diving into this research of brain health and everything, and it's really, really fun. But it's like, this hit me head on a few months ago. It was about 4 months ago. I was with, occasionally I jump back with all my TACP buddies and stuff that I grew up with in the service. And all my buddies now, we're hitting 20 years. So it's like they're all in charge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we're hanging out and they're talking and a name gets brought up and they're like, oh, I hate that motherfucker. Yeah. And it went off in my head and I go, why? They're like, well, dude, back in 2005. I go, 2005, bro, that's 16 years ago.
Yeah.
We were 21 years, 23 years old. I'm like, you're still mad about that. So it was like, we had this conversation, he left, and I started thinking about it, and I wrote down all the guys in my career field that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And then I went down that list, and I wrote why I didn't like him. And I started looking at that why, and I went, okay, that was a story I heard from somebody else. So I don't even know if that's true. That was when we were 19 years old, and that and I started realizing, okay, this is all very dumb.
Yeah.
I've been hating, and then I also one of those names stuck out because I had buried that guy's name for years. Anytime anybody brought him up, I wanted to talk about how much of a shitbag he was because of this interaction him and I had in 2007 in Baghdad together. And it's like I carried this one situation when him and I are 23 years old.
Yeah.
And I talked bad about him for fucking like 7 years. And I went, what the fuck was wrong with me?
Yeah.
Like, that's dumb. He could have been having a bad day. He could have, yes, the situation was stupid, but we were fucking kids.
Yeah.
Why carry that with me? I'm like, okay, it's done. I'm done with that. And that's where I came up with it of, dude, it's all perspective. And it's like, even when you think like that dude did that to me on purpose and he must have, like, that's the perspective. Like 9 times out of 10, he didn't. He could have done something that you never knew. You just assumed that there was malice in there. Generally, none of us are actually trying to commit malice towards someone else, especially people in the same space where we're all doing this.
So there's a difference there that I think should be looked into even deeper, because I agree with you. And there are things that people have held against me that I did in my past, even when I was a leader. It's like, I regret that. I wish I could have been better. But I mean, at the same token, if you really think about it, like even in Afghanistan, leading soldiers over there, it's like I was 26 years old. I'm 37 now. It's like I look back, I was like, yeah, there was a lot of things I should have done differently, but I was also 26. I was a boy. Like even in Iraq, when I was 17, I was a fucking child. But with people
made
like
stupid decisions last week.
With people like,
I'm smarter today than I was fucking 7 days ago.
But I feel like with people like Graham, though, Graham has wronged me personally.
Yeah.
And he's done it recently as well. And these are things that I think signify certain characteristic or traits about an individual that you can't look past. I don't like people that perceive or they portray themselves as being one way and then behind closed doors they're completely different. That's one of those things that really aggravate me, and I've seen it. And I don't want to go into depth on that, but that's one of those things that I think with him it's 100%
no.
warranted.
There are character, and that's the thing.
But there are
unpack things until you get to character flaws and
100%.
be like, and that's one thing I won't get past either is someone that's fake, you know, do not, because like you started the show out, hey motherfuckers, you've heard all my shit. It's on 1,000 episodes of Drinking Bros, Free Range American, and Black Rifle Coffee Podcast. You've heard my entire life. I've gone through 5 breakups publicly. Like, people don't understand what it's like when you see
Jesus
random
Christ.
names
Oh my
like
God.
chiming in about your relationship.
Yes.
But I'm used to it now. It's like, whatever, guys.
Have
Like,
you that's an interesting topic you bring up, though, because I feel like in the dating world now, that's one of the cancerous things that's the child I have to bring with me, because it's like women are like, oh, men don't want to date a woman with children. It's like, well, that's not always the case, but I feel like that's my situation right now, to where my baggage is social media, and I'm hated for my views, I'm hated for my opinions because I'm very vocal about them. So I have to tell these people, these women that might be interested in me, is like, look, there comes baggage, meaning I probably can't tag you on social media because the trolls will come after you. The messages will be so fucking insane, like you're dating a horrible human being, he deserves to die, he's a cheater, he's this, all kinds of shit, and they want to sow discord and ruin your life and your relationships. And that's what has me very fucking leery about even bringing that over in a relationship, to where I can understand why people would want to keep their shit private now. Because it's different if you're like an influencer that promotes like positivity, that does funny stand-up videos.
There's not a lot of people that hate you.
Oh, bro.
No, that's what I mean. When you're on that side.
When your goal is to make people laugh, people enjoy that. So they don't have any malice in their heart towards you unless it's just from jealousy. But if you speak out on certain issues and opinions and political topics, you are going to generate a lot of hate. Like, I've got a stalker. I have a freaking thing I'm talking to a lawyer about. Like, it's gotten bad. But that's just one of those things, like when you see you go through 5 breakups, I can't even imagine. Because my ex, same thing. I was like, let's just not talk about, let's make one post, let's keep it cordial, let's be nice, because I don't want it to be, oh, hey, where's so-and-so, where's so-and-so? As you try and move on with your life, those people will bring up your past, and it's like, let's just address it. It's almost like a fucking PR thing. Like, as a celebrity, it's like, I've broken up with so-and-so.
I think people like being rude, too. I mean, I don't think, I also don't know, I don't know if they realize how rude that is. Like, because they can't put themselves, they think they're being coy or funny or something, like, you know, I put something up and they go, oh, where's this, and tag them. It's like, man,
why?
You do realize how life works, right? I mean, obviously there was an emotional and physical connection that has now been deleted. One of those parties probably isn't happy about it, and you just tagged them and wanted to like bring that. It's just like, man,
well, you know, and that's
not nice.
I shouldn't say it's a good thing, but that's a very important thing to bring up, though, because I think with social media, it's this false realm of reality. Like, this is not reality. These are snippets of my life that I share with you. But it's not all fucking sunshines and rainbows.
You see what I've chosen.
100%.
In my case, I've chosen everything.
It's like a pussy buffet. I'm just going to taste it now.
Hey,
I feel like it's just one of those things that you're judged so heavily by these people that think social media is life, or they think this is reality. It's like, it's not, because it's almost like watching like pieces of a movie, but you don't understand what the plot is because you're just seeing certain select things that I choose to show you.
You got to understand the accounts that you follow where everything is perfect. Those are the biggest disasters of them all.
Bro, I talked about that in the other episode the other day. I was like, these influencers that you follow, and I've tried to, and here's the catch-22. I don't want to be one of those people that posts only the good shit.
Yeah.
But when you post the bad shit, it brings people down, and I don't want to do that, especially like a large veteran following. It's like, I don't want to depress people because it's like, instead I just try and kind of keep it anonymous. Like, hey, I just had a shit fucking day today. And it's, you're a human fucking being. Like, if you cut me, do I not bleed? It's like, yes. And it's like, so you see me on social media, but you don't see me when I'm like laying in my bed fucking just wanting to break the fuck down because life's just so goddamn stressful, or I don't even want to deal with social media, or I got an ex running her fucking mouth, or I got all this stuff, and it's just like, oh my God, like I want to delete it all. I just want to fucking delete it all, but my businesses revolve around it, so I can't.
I've gotten a lot better now being able to like and it's just the mindset.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day.
Well, you seem a lot happier. You seem, no, I'm being serious. Like, since last we talked, you seem like you've lost a lot of weight. You're looking really good. You're coming off alcohol. And I think you're kind of almost a representation of a lot of veterans out there that when they start to understand the poisons that they're putting into their body, how it's impacting them psychologically. And then now look at you, like you're happier, you're in shape, you're healthy.
100%. I love it. And thank you. But it's like, coming to this point where, man, the messages inside the Drinking Bros conglomerate group and everything like that I've been fielding for years and years and years, it's like I had to make some changes. I can't be given advice when I fucking looked like I did and acted like I did. I easily had a blood alcohol level of 0.15 every night from 2014 to 6 months ago. I mean, that is a very accurate representation of how I lived. Well, we're done with that. We're moving on. And
I don't think anybody would have seen that from your social media, though. I know I had no idea that was like how your life was.
I mean, that's just how I lived. Like, but I was functional. I could wake up at 6 in the morning. I was a total
functioning alcoholic. It was perfectly okay. No,
it was just that was the groove that I had got in, and I needed to break that groove.
What initiated this change, though? What was it that made you? Was it like a come to Jesus moment where like you got a needle sticking out of your arm and a dude's cocking your ass? Like, how the fuck did I get here?
It was
because that was me, and I don't really know what to talk about.
It was more of Marcus Luttrell. You know, I'm close with him. Him and I had gone out and done. We did this production for Fox Sports with Travis Pastrana, these boat races, and we were out there for like 4 days, and he had brought his wife and things like that. So Marcus and I, we turned it on, we got in the groove, and then about a month after that, he was like, "Hey, we need to do some stuff." And I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" He's like, I'm like, "What am I going to help? Am I coming to help you or what?" He goes, "No, you're fucked up like me. Come on, we're gonna make some changes." And I was like, "All right."
Wow.
And we did.
That's awesome. Sometimes it just takes that buddy to reach out to you and smack around like, look, we're both fucked up
it's
like this. That's good.
You know what? But yeah, it was just
Luttrell's local, isn't he? He's in Fort Worth.
He's in Houston.
He's in Houston. Okay.
But really, to me, it was also too coming to the point of, Evan was just like that dude is running on 19 treadmills at once a day.
Yeah. And
like seeing the workload that he's taking as the CEO of the company when, this group of us had found it all together and we all have, Evan doesn't treat, we're all equal in that plane to him. Like he's never treated us like, hey, you will do this. Like, even though in my case, Evan's the dad, boss, leader, like, tell us what you want us to do. We're good. Like, I got to that point where it was like, man, I need to be better. Like, we're getting so big and there's a lot of shit coming down the plate. And I need to be like ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. We have transcended. Yeah. Like we can set records. We will be known now in the community for years of the people that created this brand that has now gone beyond anything outside of the technical industry. Now we've gone above that. And so it's like, okay, I need to behave. And then I started looking at...
I was talking to a friend of mine this morning about having you on. She didn't know what Black Rifle was, and I basically had to explain to her. It was that essentially, it's like, you're in competition with fucking Starbucks. Like, you guys have grown so fucking big. You're franchising across the country. Like, this isn't like a small-owned veteran business. Like, you are mainstream to the point now. Like, you're getting there.
In between right now in January, we're opening like 18 new stores, and then next
just
year
opened one in Dallas,
and we're having another one open in Plano.
No
in
fucking
December.
way.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Nice.
So these things are popping up. The next one, next opening we're doing is Niceville, Florida, right outside of Eglin Air Force Base in Herbert Field. But it's just, you know, I needed to change. I needed to be better. Like it was kind of like, hey, my image needs to fit this. I can't be the drunk funny guy. I can still be funny.
Yeah.
But I need to start fitting the image of, and also too, it got to a point where it was like, you know, people knew me for something, you know, as being the fat funny kid. Well, it was like they didn't know all the things that I had created on the back end.
That's another thing that
this.
I feel like you're very. And it's kind of sad, though, because I feel like a lot of people don't realize the talent that you possess. So you're probably the most talented guy I know when it comes to content creation, because your mind goes into areas I wouldn't normally think of. And just like with the Lord Hot Dog things, like, Jesus Christ, you just created your own fucking story within a story to market a product. It's like, that's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant.
Thanks, man.
But a lot of the stuff that done with Black Rifle, Matt, and the rest of them, like, a lot of this stuff was done by you. Like, a lot of these things were your ideas. You composed the music. You wrote out a lot of the scripts. And it's like, you did a fucking lot. You still do a lot. Like, as far as content creation, you have some amazing ideas.
Yeah, a lot of them. I mean, all three of us, like
y'all work very well together.
Idea central, and we jump. It's like, I'll throw out, you know, Evan tells this story all the time. I'll throw out 100 fucking batshit bananas ideas, but three of them are like, they're like, whoa,
go back to that one.
Go rewind. All right, that one, and then Matt and blah 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 blah. Oh, Cody over there he's just an unhappy individual. I'm sorry, Cody.
He said blackout coffee is bad.
I mean, blackout coffee is great.
I wanted to start my own brand of coffee, and I was going to call it Black Pistol Coffee Company.
Dude, I like that. Why not? Like,
no. That's awesome though. That's great that y'all work so well together, because especially in the age of where fame and money and things come with it, like, you tend to see people kind of drift apart, and things like that come between them. And it seems that you guys are still working phenomenally well together. But now, I think, like, I've always wondered this about y'all. Like, when you hit that level of success, when does it come time to say, I've put in the work, I'm going to go travel, I'm going to go live me now, I can afford it, I'm going to go see Greece, I'm going to do all the... Is that come to a point, or is it just that you're going to keep doing this until you're like old and gray and wrinkled?
You know, I don't know. I think it's just a healthy balance now. Like, because I've built this studio out at my place, and we're also, if you keep seeing me look over here, this is where all the comments are. I love them.
You got to be careful. We have a lot of trolls in the YouTube.
I know.
Yeah.
I recognize these names actually. A little pissed off patriot up there. I recognize. He loves to
you
troll.
have a giant grifter BRCC cucks that kill dozens of coffee companies while they donate money to the enemy.
Sorry, Casey. That $500 to Tulsi Gabbard. Yeah, that's the enemy. Like, oh God, you know, educate yourself or something.
There's always going to be people that hate.
But
and that's the other thing that kind of aggravates me in the veteran space. It's like, I don't mind helping out other veteran businesses, but it is business. It is business, because I can't tell you how, and I'm sure you have as well, I have been backstabbed so many fucking times in the veteran world and business that veterans now are kind of on my shit list. When someone's like, "Oh, we're veteran owned," like, that means nothing to me.
Because
it means not in the sense of like I don't care. It's just like I wouldn't trust you like I wouldn't trust anybody else that owns a business. Like, I just won't.
Yeah, well, I mean, people that are new to business and stuff like that, they think that, especially veterans,
the level of entitlement.
People think that you have to come in swinging against the competition, and honestly, we thought that too.
Yeah.
When Article 15 started, we had this attitude of, we're going to take Ranger up down, and it wasn't until we teamed up with them to make Range 15, it was like, wait, why?
Yeah.
Look at what we can do together. Even I mean, and you've got to look at that. Like, you had two competing companies come together.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day,
there's
the
room
same
enough at the table
person
for
that
everybody,
likes one of my t-shirt designs will also like one of Ranger Up's designs. It's not competition.
Yeah.
Even though we're selling the same exact product,
Yeah.
we can do that together. And it worked. So we proved the concept of coming in and making this thing together. And it's like, I don't dislike any of the companies in the space now. Like, people think that, like, oh, you're we have this disdain for other micro coffee companies. It's like, no, go do it. There's everyone in America drinks coffee. Guess what? Black Rifle Coffee can't serve 388 million cups a morning. Like, we need other people too as well. And it's like, even then, I wouldn't want to. I don't want to be the only one. I need competition for me to feel creative. So like you're saying though, building my studio and really pulling things in-house with me, like has done this just healthy balance of, hey, a few times a month, let's go check some things out and relax a little bit. But really, you know this as well. Even when you're on vacation, you're not on vacation because the second that I get quiet in my head, I'm like, oh my God, I have an idea. Yeah. And now I want to get home and I want to fire up the cameras and I want to, because that's what I love doing. I love making productions.
It's art.
And it's like,
it's art in a sense.
Now I just enrolled in this massive film course 2 days ago. So I'm like jumping into that. And I'm also teaching a film course at Black Rifle in San Antonio once a month.
That's awesome.
So once a month, if you're into getting, and this is a future industry that will never go away. Yeah. With the way social media is now, like video content is everything. Whether it's what we're doing here in a podcast live form using Streamlabs, or it's scripted comedy, or it's blah 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 blah. Like.
You see, this pissed off patriot said, read this, John. Evan is a liberal. He said he hates Trump supporters and conservatives. Eli, Matt, Crispy, etc. Anyone else needs to die. Associate with him. He's the reason people no longer support you.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
You know, your name says it all. You say pissed off patriot.
Pissed off patriot. None of what you just said is true. So Black Rifle coffee shops have had record attendance.
Yeah.
So there is no one. Go back up to that. So we can unpack his little thing. People no longer support us. I have grown substantially in the last 4 months. It's like Evan did not say that he hates Trump supporters. He's never said anything even remotely close to that, and he's not a liberal. So nothing you've just said in that comment is true. Yeah. So great. Have fun. Like, and then we need to die because we need to die because Evan gave Tulsi Gabbard $500 donation. Because Tulsi Gabbard was fucking taking the Clintons to death.
She was.
She was. And his answer was, I put another fucking quarter in that jukebox because I loved it. Like, 100%. Guess what, pissed off patriot? There are a bunch of fucking states in this country where they will only elect liberals to be their representation. So you better get on board to choosing the best left-leaning liberal that you can, because you don't want the fucking batshit crazy ones.
Because Tulsi's one of those people. No, you're 100% on with that, because people don't realize that it's like, it's not all black and white. Sometimes there's a gray negotiating power. So if Tulsi, as a congresswoman out of Hawaii, you know, she is very open to debate and discussion. She thinks she's not one of these people that will just toe the line of the DNC. And I have a lot of respect. There's things I don't like her anti-2A stance. I don't like a lot of her socialist policy support. But she's one of those people that will reason with you. She will have a discussion with you. And she's not that. She doesn't feed in to the machine of I'm trying to own a conservative or I'm trying to own a liberal. I like that about her.
I'll take his argument away right now. Is he's mad that Evan gave Tulsi $500. Donald Trump gave Democrats $161,000 in 2015 to include the Clinton Foundation. Okay, so where's the purity test?
Yeah.
Like, is it okay?
Yeah.
Does he get a pass for that because of what he's done?
Don't talk about God King Trump like that. If you do that, oh my God.
I'm just saying, like, you
can't say that
where is this invisible line that some of these guys make? Like, what is it? What is the purity test? Like, who do you have to be to pass? Because I saw them all turn on Madison Cawthorn, and they're claiming now Madison Cawthorn is anti-2A. No, he's not. I know the guy personally.
So
I was at his wedding.
Let's delve into that real quick, because I feel like that was another case that we talked about that people don't see how the meat is actually. Okay, I'm covering these up. This thing's gonna bother you.
I know. I love it.
You can't. You feed into that. That's part of the podcast. It's like it came to a point. It's like I'm turning off comments. I can't, because I will get off topic and I'll start engaging trolls.
I know.
But with Madison Cawthorn, like I fell victim to this. This was my fault. That I saw Gun Owners of America tweet talking about they just voted.
That upsets me too.
That pissed me off, because Gun Owners of America is usually pretty decent about their stuff, but they definitely took that way out of context. And they said, these are your elected representatives, yada yada yada. And I got a little freaking message from freaking fucking Dan. And he's just like, it's not what you think it is. Yeah. I was like, you know what? I even apologize. I took the bait. I didn't research that, because that bill hadn't even been introduced to the fucking House yet.
So Yes, that's why I didn't fall for it.
It was also it's an omnibus bill. There's going to be pork in there that people are going to create the perception that they're fighting for a certain thing, but it's going to be removed later.
Having passed a bill, like I was part of passing a bill in the NDAA. Yeah. I knew the process. Yeah. So I already knew how that works. And that's how I jumped in and started explaining to the mill meme community, like, whoa, hold brakes, guys. Yeah. Do not turn your sights on the dudes that we actually have that are good in there. So just, again, if this is my ask of everybody out there. If you're going to jump online and you're going to jump on a bandwagon, take the time to just learn about the subject first. Understand what it is that you're arguing about because you're not helping anyone. Yeah. Like, and now
you're assassinating your own people.
Yeah, and then you just wasted a week and a half worth of Madison Cawthorn's life trying to put this fire out that didn't need to be put out. Yeah. And he is one of the dude wants to abolish the NFA. Yeah. Like you couldn't ask for a better position of a politician on your side. Like, okay, let him work on that. Yeah. And let him do it like, oh God, guys, please just learn. Just learn. Just read. Yep. Don't just headline surf.
But it once again proves my point. Yeah. We thrive off of negativity. We thrive. That's just what gets people riled up. And speaking of negativity, Nicole Arbor. Oh, you knew it was coming.
Gem.
You knew it was coming.
Gem of a human
being.
So
I haven't liked her for the longest time because when I went viral
you
back on my
both
Twitter,
hate fat people.
Yeah, right? People are never going to let me live that down. He hates fat people. Like, if I hated fat people, why would I have made the video? Like, why would I have made that video? Instead, it's like, hey, get off your fat ass and go fucking take care of you. But anyway, she just always had this thing about her. She seemed fake. So for those that don't know, it was you, Tommy Vext, Ryan Upchurch, and there was like one more
Matt
gentleman.
Santoro, very famous YouTuber.
Out of Canada, I believe. Yeah. And y'all all have dated her.
Yes.
I don't think Ryan did. I think it was just like
they
did date?
They were in the like pre-process.
Okay. Yeah. So, but apparently all of you were under a gag order. And apparently that was just lifted because
we weren't under a gag order. It's just we weren't saying anything because we're not giving any more ammo to that side. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like
that's so fucking annoying when she's out there just running her lips about this.
How ridiculous it is. Like it's just like, dude, we're not giving your side like any more ammo. So it's just. Yeah,
and that's hard to like sit there and get beat on, and then just because that's what I was doing with my ex. Like she's running her mouth, and I'm sitting here getting hit, and it's like I just don't want to feed into this. Yeah. But so Ryan Upchurch uploaded 2 videos. You said you haven't seen the second one yet.
I know. I need to watch the second.
And he basically goes into depth on, and what I love about it is that he's showing clips, he's showing articles, all this stuff, saying this is what she said, this is actually what's happened.
And the thing is
she's built this thing now to where she's lost all credibility. And the reason I took a special interest in this is from the political spectrum, how we've seen like third wave feminist, campus feminists come through and basically push the Jesus Christ, the Me Too movement, the believe all the whammons kind of shit. This serves for me as a big point why you don't believe all women, and due process is a necessity, because what she painted you out to be was so inaccurate, and basically tried to associate Ryan Upchurch as like a rapist and a murderer. And he's sitting there, he's like, what the fuck?
She literally in the court documents that she submitted to the courts claims that he has secret underground facilities where he tortures and kills people in Nashville.
Shut the fuck up. You serious?
Dude, bro, there's some fucking weird shit. Like I think like I said, I need to watch that second video.
Yeah,
like
he didn't address that in there. He just basically went after the news stations that were going after him.
It's fucking weird, man.
And then she openly admitted on the one podcast that she got roofied, supposedly. And then Ryan took her to the hospital and come to find out like she wasn't roofied. She wasn't even drunk.
They were like, there's nothing in your system.
Yeah.
The drama, it's drama.
That's just why?
Dude,
Why need that?
Because it's publicity, man. Like it's a dying... The image is dying.
Yeah,
so she
maintain
needs something.
Relevancy.
She needs something to maintain, and that's why you've seen her jump. Yeah. Like all of a sudden, a few months ago, she popped up as a conservative talk head in the United States. She's a fucking Canadian. You're not even a citizen here. Like, get out of our politics, dummy. Like, and then
you're much more kind about it. Get the fuck out of here, cunt.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, what are you talking about? You don't even understand. You don't even understand the United States judicial system because you just got owned by it. Like, you just had a judge tell you that you fucking lack grotesque credibility.
Oh my God.
Like with this. So it's like, she thought she could play the I'm so popular and big, and I have a big name lawyer, and I'll just bully you guys to shut up. And it was like, no, that's not how this works.
Yeah,
and that's it. Like,
especially when you go
the
against other people,
synopsis of this was she attempted to put a restraining order on all of us, claiming that she feared for her life and that we were stalking her. By the way, none of us have, I haven't had any contact with her in forever. Shit, I can show you the last text I got from her. So tell me if this is somebody that fears for her life.
Oh God, here we go. Here we go. I just didn't like the optic that this presented, that you know, and she had so many people on her side. She accused Tommy Vex of being a rapist. She accused all these things. And it's like, where the fuck is this coming? That's a serious accusation. And the thing that pisses me off, she'll face no ramifications for it. None. Unless you countersue.
Well, that's the thing is we're holding her accountable for what she did with this. Like, we're not giving it up. Like, she has, it's a mess with her attorneys and her and everything. So as of 3 days ago, it's now dropped, which is not, it's dropped from her end, which is because she failed. And got caught lying. And got caught, and so it's just like,
Jesus Christ! Like, I thought I had some fucking hate. Like, John's with a BRCC grifter, and he thinks it's good. I just blocked that fucking douchebag.
It's just
like what the shit,
dude,
like,
whatever.
Good grief! Like, that's the other thing. Like, even say like you were. I couldn't even have a conversation with you.
That's
like what, but people love that when I bring on like drunken debates and debate, and like you were on there one time, I believe. It's like they love that. Yeah. They love when you bring somebody on that you disagree with because they want to see sparks fly. But you can't even have a conversation with somebody your audience hates, because if you do, you're a sellout.
Yeah,
you're a grifter.
Why do you have them on? It's like
because I wanted
to ask questions.
Yeah, but you can't even fucking do that.
Yeah.
And this is how fucking toxic the veteran community is, especially in the political spectrum. Jesus Christ! And these people don't fucking think. They want to essentially project their hatred in the form of insecurities onto you and paint you as that person so they can justifiably hate you, even though they realize they have nothing. They have nothing. And they create these false realities and they delve into it. It's like, oh, he's a grifter. He's this. They've done this. It's like, where's the proof for this? Like, if you could show me proof, but even in the sense, it's like in the business world, that's how business works. You either fucking survive or you die.
Yeah, but also too, like you're making these statements based off of one millionth of a piece of information. You want to come up to me and say, what are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on this? I'll tell you. And then you'd be like, oh, well, respect the fact that like our business is pushed into, a realm of a size that is so big that we actually are having a major impact on things. We're helping a lot of big NGOs, nonprofit organizations and things like that. So be like, hey, and oh, by the way, we're approachable still. Like, you can say, like I don't see people like hounding the fucking president of Target or anything like this. Like, where are you on all this? Blah 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 blah. It's like, dude, like, at least with us, you could come to us and be like, hey, I would love to see you guys help this out because your reach and the money that you're able to raise would help. Like, just come to us.
Yeah.
So anyway, like. The whole thing. It was a headache.
Well, feels like it's finally come to an end.
Yeah, for us, yes.
The next victim is on his way, so
because it's just, well, hopefully this teaches her a lesson. She just
I doubt it.
Fucking chills.
I doubt it.
And that's the thing. It's just like she just has this thing where she wants revenge. Yeah, and it's like
this is a lot about a person.
That revenge clouded her so much, and that was it. Is Ryan called it off with her, and that's what sparked this whole thing. Was just like, hey, I'm not interested. And God, the thing is like in the next coming like weeks or so, I'm sure the documents from the case and stuff will become public.
Go public. Yeah.
When you read the text between her and Ryan, by the way, I wanted to show you that, but I set my thing up to clear things that I had, so I'm like, it didn't happen. She had just sent me a message.
You, Snapchat.
Yeah, she sent me a message like like 8 months ago, or that was just like, hey, hope things are well. I'm doing work with this company. Hope it doesn't, like, we had like done an ad deal with them, and I was like, yeah, dude, whatever, I don't care, it's fine. But again, like,
I had the same thing with my ex, that like she's drugged my name through the mud so fucking much, and then she would text like, "Hey, are you okay?"
Oh, my camera died. They said.
Oh shit.
We're gonna fix some camera issues.
I think it's the battery. Shit.
Oh, someone didn't plug in continuous power.
Yep.
Well, we still got microphones.
Battery is exhausted. Son of a bitch. Well, yeah, it's still live. We're still good.
Pull yourself to full screen over there, That way they don't have to...
There we go.
They can just hear me. They don't need to see me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, there you
that's
go.
too much.
Little
Too
stretch.
much. Yeah.
Little stretch.
There we go. Fuck it. We'll just do it this way. Wait a minute. Isn't there a webcam over there?
I don't know.
I could have sworn. Man, I apologize for that.
Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's a good view on you.
Why don't you just come sit on my lap and we'll continue the podcast?
They can hear me.
So, right now, with this being dead, and hopefully y'all can move on because it feels like she has essentially destroyed all credibility. Candace Owens owned her. Like, I remember watching that thing. Like, she got fucking shredded. Yeah,
it's just gonna get worse on her end now because now all the evidence. I mean, again, I didn't have a big part in it. She wrapped me up, she wrapped me up in this to like try and get back at me. And again, because she didn't want me talking.
Yeah.
Because if I come forward, like, here's the thing. All these guys, by the way, we found another one this week that came forward too.
Wait, she went and started dating that dude from the Las Vegas shooting that was funneling people to the hospital in his truck. I think it was a Marine Corps veteran. He posted a picture with her, and his comments section got blown the fuck up of other people saying, "Hey, watch yourself with her. She's dangerous. Like, that woman is unhinged."
Yeah, but then just like with everybody, he's like, "Leave me. There's two sides to a story." It's like you'll learn, dude. But that's the thing is like we all have the same story. It's just a script. Like I wasn't, it got to just be like something I didn't want in my life. It was just energy and fucking and an attitude that I wasn't down with. And I was like, okay, hey, we tried this for 2 months. I'm out. Like, and then, she wanted to the biggest thing that was annoying again, like you said, hard things to forgive people for was, her big thing was, hey, in the beginning, if this never pans out, just promise that we'll never, we'll never go on the internet and do this. Guess what? 3 days after I break up with her, like, here is a video on the internet called "How to Make a Bitch." That's all about me, supposedly. And it was just like, okay, dude, like, and I still didn't do anything back then. This was 3 years ago, by the way. It's like, and you're still like, dude, she added my name to this thing all for nothing because all of us had met each other, and she was trying to keep us quiet because she knew if we all come forward, it's the same fucking story.
Yeah.
She pulls the same bullshit.
Yeah.
So she's like, fuck it, dude, just leave, just go away.
Well, there you go. Well, hopefully it's over now to the point where I kind of like the thing about this is that Ryan Upchurch is like shredding her. Like,
yes,
it's like this is what she deserves. Like,
finally,
she deserves this.
like,
and Tommy was going after her for a while. He was like, I'm about to spill the tea. And then finally, now that this whole thing's over, it's like, okay, now you can come forward.
Because she
this
says
is our
that
side.
they're abusive. She tries to say they're abusive.
Like, Tommy's
she
a
never
woman
said that
beater
about me. She couldn't because too many. But the thing is like, here's another thing that like when Tommy started coming forward, a majority of my exes came forward because they were harassed by her.
No
so like,
shit?
Yes. So now people that I'm no longer in a relationship, women are like, yes, I had to deal with this girl like that wouldn't leave me alone. Like, dude,
I still to this day, like I think three or 4 days ago, a friend of mine texted me that I'd actually been talking to for a while. Texted me that trolls are still coming after her from what my ex said.
Yeah,
and it's like, why have to do this? Why do we have to go through this? Why can't we just separate? And why can't you just be as happy as you pretend to be on social media and just leave me the fuck alone? Like, let go, just let go. Yeah. And people don't want to do that because I think a lot of it is they feed off the drama.
Well, they also
and they feel relevant.
like, and that's, I mean, now we're just going into relationship psychology. People feel like you have to hurt for them to move on.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Like that doesn't fucking help anything.
I think it's a sense of just kind of like balancing out the hurt that you possibly caused in them, and they want to see it inflicted on you as well.
Yeah, well, and that's
a
the
very
thing.
childish thing to do.
But that's it, and everything is perspective driven. Like I was saying earlier, is everyone gives their one side, their side.
Yes.
So when the girl goes and tells their friends, oh, he broke up with me. He's such a piece of shit. He's an asshole. He's been talking to another girl or whatever. It's like there's never a question of what led to that though. Hey, maybe it was you weren't spending enough time together, you weren't communicating at all, you weren't, the physical stuff had disappeared, blah, 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 blah. Like there's always something. Nobody in a great, perfect, happy relationship starts fucking it up. Yeah. So it's like, hey, there's two sides to this. Mm-hmm. Like, so first off, like, and then also too, there's just that aspect of, I've now matured at this point, at this age, to just stay out of people's shit with that because I know that. Like, don't drag it.
Yeah.
You know how it used to be kind of back in the late 2000, like 17, 18, 19, when someone had a spout with somebody, and this isn't just relationships, it's also business and everything. You tried to collect your side.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm not going to play anymore.
Yeah.
Of, hey, I hate this guy, you need to hate him too. I'm like, but I don't know him.
Yeah.
So, and he didn't do that to me.
I had the same thing with Yusha Thomas when that whole thing was going on with Yusha, and he went after the Blue Lives Matter. It turned into people were trying to force other veteran influencers to pick sides in that. I was like, I don't want it. I was like, I just don't like him for what he said about this. And I don't want to go back into it, but it was one of those things that people were trying to divide and say, this is your side, which influencer do you support? And a lot of people wanted to see us fight. They wanted to see that drama. They just egged it on. And I still, to this day, get messages about stuff like that. Yeah, it's like, fucking knock it off.
People like the UFC. Yeah. That's why it's the most watched thing on pay-per-view.
It's like we all have our own lives now, and people just move on and they let go. But it's just like when you refeed into it and you reignite that fire by giving it oxygen, you're just recreating the same beef and drama. And I think a lot of people thrive off of that because it gives them relevancy. It gets them clicks. It gets them views. It gets them exposure. It gets them access to other people's followings and tags and shit like that. And it's a very dangerous. Like, it's an addiction for a lot of people.
The one thing I would love to fucking push on everybody is just, dude, you sleep a lot better the less enemies you have.
That's true.
Because
I would rather have friends than enemies, 100%.
100%. And it's like, I'm not collecting enemies at this time. To circle back, Jen Pinsecki. Right, let's circle back to something you asked fucking 20 goddamn minutes ago. My mindset changed. Today, none of my greatest friends are suffering from cancer. My kids are all alive, and I go to bed next to the girl that I fucking love the most. So it's like, today's the best day I've ever had.
That's good.
So that's it. Everything else can fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, because again, like
what you allow into your life is your own responsibility.
Yeah. And guess what, man? The hard times are ahead of us.
Yeah.
We're in our mid-30s now. Like,
oh Jesus.
Like we're gonna start going into times of our parents are gonna have health issues. Yeah. God forbid. My biggest fear is anything happens to any of the girls. So it's like I do not want to sit and dwell on all this other bullshit during this time, because I can push that stuff away. If I'm diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, I can't push that away. I gotta face that one head on. Yeah. And so now it's been difficult. Like coming into this new life sober, living life sober is fucking hard.
Bro,
and it's not hard
because
I want to drink, because I don't want to drink. I'm lucky enough that I've got through this without craving or fighting. Like, it doesn't matter. I can be around people drinking. It doesn't matter. But having to live in this realm without the kind of cop out, the escape, the numbing, the walking away from it and not facing it is difficult.
Yeah.
So be ready for that.
It's like the older we get, I wish I would have learned these lessons a lot younger, but at the same time, I know I was so young and stupid and conceited that I never would have listened to any kind of advice like that. I would have just been like, yeah, whatever, old man.
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, it's like, no, I probably should have fucking, the adage is true. It's like the youth is wasted on the youth. And it's like, if I could have learned a lot of these lessons, but at the same token, I've thought back about the brand that I've created or the personification of what I've created on social media. And the one thing I will never do is just turn back and say, I regret doing that, in a sense of that's what got me to where I'm at now, which has allowed me to evolve by exposing myself to new ideas and perspectives and perceptions, which is a wonderful thing. So people talk about, you still doing those fucking gay rants in your car? It's like, no. I was like, no. But I'm actually open-minded enough to where I will actually have conversations with the liberals I disagree with and figure out a way to say, either we agree on some things or we don't agree on some things. But it's like, I'm never going to look back and criticize myself for saying, man, I can't believe I fucking did that. No, that's how I thought at that time, and we've evolved since then, and that's perfectly fine. That's human nature. And when people don't even give you that, it's like haters on the internet don't want to see you do that. They don't want to see you evolve. They want to, like I said before, they want to keep you in that box and say, this is how you are forever going to be, even though you're not. I still get comments you're going to go rant in your fucking car like a bitch. It's like, I haven't done one of those in years. It's like, you're not paying attention. It's like you said before. It's like, I'm going to hate you from a dude from back in like 2007.
Yeah, and half the time it's third party.
Yeah.
I was told by somebody else. That's one thing I can tell, the dudes that are still fucking going off in the comments right now. It's like, bro, your hate is third party. You don't know any of us. You've never been around us. You didn't serve with us. But you've got all these opinions that you don't realize that are off of, like, you can't see my hand, that are off of this much. But dude, 4 days ago, I was sitting down. I've got to have you up because I have a really amazing group of people that I've started collecting. That you just got to be a part of some of these conversations. I was sitting down with Rick Anstrom. He's an ex-Navy SEAL, runs a foundation that puts veteran through treatment programs, psych therapy.
That's awesome.
Treatment programs, and Dave Carpathian, who Dave is a world record holder, rally race car driver. He runs Rally Ready outside of Austin, Texas, teaching people how to become a rally driver. It's amazing. It's fun. Anybody can go off the street and learn how to drive a rally car. Dave, holds records at Pikes Peak. Like, he's a big name in the driving community. But he also, like, dude, his aura and mindset and everything about him is just fascinating to me. He's a little younger than me, but fuck, dude, every time I sit down with him, I learn something from him. And a few days ago, he said, regret is the most purest form that we have to ourselves. He goes, this mindset of no regrets. He goes, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
He's
how else do you learn?
He's like, I love my regrets because I can look back and I go, that was a bad move, but I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah.
And it's because of the regret. It's because of that feeling that I still have to this day of that is what reminds me why not to do that. He goes, so yes, I have a fuck ton of regrets. And I'm looking at him like, God damn, Dave.
I think that's fucking deep if you think about it. But that's also been like accented by this image on social media of, like, remember back in the day, like YOLO, you only live once, or the no regrets. It's like, no, there should be regrets. There should, because if you have no regrets, it means you didn't really live a life worth examining. It's like you're telling me that you were perfect the way you were. And that's the other thing that pisses me off, especially in like the fat community. When we have and I'm going to totally delve into it. I don't give a shit. We're going to talk about it. When you talk about like these unhealthy people out there that are trying to pass themselves off as if it be something that's celebrated. Again, I think it's this shedding off of personal responsibility.
100%.
No regrets. I'm perfect
like
just
that.
the way I am.
Yeah.
Like, no, you're not. Like, no, I'm not. Like, no, the fuck. I look in the mirror and I know my flaws.
6 months ago, I was 50 pounds heavier, and I was unhealthy and miserable.
Yeah.
And now I feel great.
There's nothing wrong with having regrets. There's nothing wrong with looking back and saying, I wish I would have done it differently, but I will never make that mistake again. I will never fucking go into a relationship without having her signing a fucking NDA. That's for no. This is a non-disparaging agreement. You're going to sign this. Because I remember John Cena told me about that at American Grit. Yeah. We'd sat down and talked about a lot of things. I was his roommate for 2 months, and very intelligent man, very good dude. But he also told me a part of his life is when I enter into a new relationship, she has to sign an NDA. He's like, there is so much paperwork that she has to go. It's like a book of fucking paperwork that if you come into my life, this is a part of my life, and I've got to protect myself and my brand.
Even conversation, like, because when I've said it like this, like, and more recently, like I said, like I'm learning. I've learned more in the last 5 months than I have in fucking the last 5 years. I guarantee that.
That's awesome. That's awesome that your mind is open to that.
In our group, our tight group, you got me, Matt, Evan, Logan, Heather, fucking Eli, Batty, Donut, all these guys. When one of us dates somebody, all of us are pulled into this because we all spend time together. We all hang out together. Yeah. We're all on the phone together. Yeah. So when you bring somebody in for a personal relationship, you're going to hear our interpersonal dramas. You're going to hear our company, all this stuff exists. Humans do human shit. Yeah.
But they think that being you're on social media, you're not human. Like, you should conform to how they think you should be.
That was a piece of advice I got by Jay Orvis, one of our business partners. Like, one of his old business partners started dating his sister, and I was like, I was young, and I was like, how do you feel about that? He goes, man, humans do human shit. You can't. And if you think, I love that. If you think that somehow a business relationship or personal relationship or anything is going to push that aside, no, it's not. So it's better to just accept it and kind of just roll with it. Yeah, they're not doing nothing to me.
What do you have coming up as far as projects go? Outside of Black Rifle, you personally, what do you have coming up?
Well, I'm just working on the Lord Hot Dog, Lord Hot Dog stuff. I mean, that's fun. It's not like a massive thing. This was fun. Project? Yeah, it's fun. I want to experiment with, this new marketing thing. That's just like, okay, what if we just created this product inside this fictional world where the entertainment is really why you're here?
Yeah.
Yes, the product is great. Yeah. I went with a great company to produce it. Like the product is outstanding, but on the other hand, you're here for the entertainment. Yeah. So it's like, come watch what we're about to do.
It's like a television
and
show.
we're going to start, we're going to start involving everybody that's in the circle into it. Like, come and do an episode. It's an episodic, I'm grunging it up. So I'm doing, the style is going to be a very Sin City meets Kung Fury feel.
Nice.
So you
it's
have
the synth wave,
you have the VHS, but really, really kind of hard contrast and stuff like, and it's going to be really fun. You're just going to see us go all over the place and just make an action thing. Like I've already got yesterday, I already got a phone call from Natalie Quam. You're familiar with her. She's Vanessa Guillen's attorney.
I feel like I should. Yes. Very, very, very nice lawyer. Yeah.
She wants me to come down and shoot in Tampa with all kinds of stuff. She's like, we got giant boats and this, and we'll do like where they're transferring hot dogs on these boats and everything like this. It's funny. Like we're just gonna have fun with it. So that's fun. We got a lot of fun stuff planned with Black Rifle next year in motorsports community, like with racing. We're doing Gymkhana. Gymkhana's coming up, and so there's some fun stuff coming up. Like for me, I'm diving back into this, like it's like a 1,600-hour film course. Like I'm going back to the basics. I'm relearning everything, and I'm plotting like reapplying it all. I'm gonna learn, and then I'm teaching film in San Antonio once a month to anybody that wants to show up and learn it.
That's free.
Yes,
that's awesome.
You can show up, and then we have a Facebook group that you join, and I give projects. Like I've already had people are submitting their videos, and I'm going through and breaking them down. Okay, next time, try this, try this, try this. This is why you have, you're uncomfortable.
You say that, and I wish to death that I haven't spoken with Donnie in a very long time. And I know they're doing good.
Yeah.
But I wish Vet TV would take that approach in the sense of expanding beyond just comedy. Because I feel like they have the reach, they have the ability to open up a Netflix style of veteran branded styled things. Like, because Donnie and I, when I went out there to do some work with him, and I have no beef with him, he's a good guy, love him, love what they do out there. But it was one of those things that told him, was like, man, you should branch out into drama. I was like, Donnie, I was like, if I had the money to do this, I was like, I think you should do a veteran themed musical. I was like, I think you should.
100%. That'd be
the
funny
funniest
as shit.
fucking thing.
Jack Mandeville and I and Caleb have all talked about writing a play. Like that would be funny as
It'd be great. It'd be great. A musical, no less, because I think part of that, like when I got to go work with them, like Jack Mandeville, so that series that did Checkpoint Charlie, that was me. Like I thought about that. I was like, two people that would work fucking insanely well together, Angry Cops and Jack Mandeville. They feed off of each other. They're very talented.
Is so amazing.
They're fucking hilarious. So when Checkpoint Charlie popped into my mind, I thought of like a MASH styled kind of sitcom thing. And Donnie took it and he ran with it, and I was like, awesome, I fucking love this. But you also need to do a musical, because I got to meet Jack. Oh fuck, what's his last name? The Marine Corps veteran who used to do the
Mandeville.
No, not Mandeville. Jack Murillo.
Jack Murillo. Yeah, he's
very
great.
Insanely talented actor, insanely, and good fucking voice. Because we were just humming some bars, like making a funny thing for the possible musical, and he starts belting some stuff. I was like, you got a very beautiful voice. And I looked at Donnie, I was like, you should jump on this. Like, there is something to this that people would love to be quality entertained with, like a good musical or something like that. But I was also branch out into other genres, do veteran politics, do veteran drama, veteran love stories, all that kind of, like, don't stick to just comedy. Open it up to everything, and then eventually branch away from doing just veteran and turn that into something towards more mainstream and open to everybody, instead of start with that small percentile of veterans and then go bigger, go much bigger.
Well, I can answer that for you.
Go for it.
Because you're a business owner.
Oh.
Everybody's got those ideas, John.
Yeah.
It's easier said than done. Like,
true.
yes. Yeah. When we conceptualize this, it's like, oh man, you should do this. But you being in the driver's seat when someone tells you this, you're like, yeah.
Thought about it, can't do it.
That would be great. Love it. Wish I had the money. Gotta do the comedy because it's the only thing that's paying the bills right now. So yes, all great ideas. Donnie has that vision. Like he's had that vision for a while. But it's just they've got to, he's solving a complex problem, like very, very complex.
You see, it's comments like this, like I just don't understand. Like this Kenny Eldridge dude in Facebook says, "Is it a slow news day? Usually John is ripping into the left all podcasts. That's what got me watching these podcasts he does daily. LOL." And I know you don't have like ill intent behind that, but I love Like, I don't think you'll understand. Like, I'm sitting here with a dude that's a part owner of a multi-million-dollar company. He's a veteran. He's done fucking insane things.
There's a B there.
There's a B there. And so it's just like, oh, $1 billion. Fucking there you go. But why wouldn't you want to bring on other people that are successful in the industry and talk to them and like pick their brain on shit like that? And I know you're joking, I get it, but it's just one of those things. I think people just kind of like, and I'm not picking on Kenny. Please don't take it that way. But I notice people are just very, and this is what they don't understand. They feel like they.
Kenny says he's enjoying this. I like
good,
Kenny.
good.
Kenny's my friend now.
But it's like people. I feel like they feel like they own you. Yeah. Like you're not allowed to do something. I'm not referencing Kenny, so please don't take it that way, Kenny. It's more of a sense of. They feel like they're entitled to tell you how you should be living your life or how you should be, there's a difference in saying, hey, have you ever considered trying this versus like, you should go do this. And it's like you just said, it's like, well, you're also not in the driver's seat. Like I get that if I get that for Shell Shock, you should do this.
Yes,
like
that's
there's
what I mean.
laws that say we can't do that.
You just did it.
I just did it. Fair enough. Well, the only reason I bring that up is because Donnie and I actually talked about it. He said he was going to do it.
Yes.
So, and I because he talked about bringing me on as a Vet TV political analyst, and it's like I'd be all on board for that.
Yeah, that would be really
before
fun.
I started doing this again. So. And I want nothing but success for them. Nothing but for success because they've worked their asses off to get where they're at.
Yeah.
But you're right. I feel like people are just, it's too easy to armchair quarterback how somebody else should be living their life or running their business or doing this, that, and the other, but they don't see the intricacies that they have to deal with on a daily basis that are handcuffing them away from doing that.
Yeah, we all do.
And I understand
people are like, man, we want Evan in more content. He would love to be in more content.
Yeah.
That dude's got to work 22 hours a day.
Yeah.
So it's hard. We're trying.
Yeah.
But dude, it's been a ride.
So before we wrap this up, what is some advice you would give to not just vetrepreneurs, but entrepreneurs in general, as far as starting a business, launching a company? Because I will tell you this right now, your experience and my experience are totally different. And I don't feel like there's one rule fits all. I think everybody's different experiences
I have
culminate
a rule
to...
that fits all.
Oh, okay.
And it's something I've followed forever.
Okay.
Put yourself in the customer seat. What do you want to buy?
Yeah.
And why do you want to buy it?
Yeah.
And what makes you decide from one to the other? Mm-hmm. And what would grab your attention? What would you value over something else? And it all comes down to when I look at this, okay, and now I'm comparing these two things. You guys can see these in my hands. I'm going, okay, if this is one brand and this is another, why am I going to choose this?
Right.
If the logo is pixelated and shitty and it's not a waterproof, it doesn't have the skin over the top of it and it looks like paper and you can chip it and stuff like that. Okay, this just became not an option. Yeah. Because that looks cheap.
Yeah.
Now I'm all of a sudden like, okay, this must be a better. And I say that. Think of when you go into Walgreens for the vitamin aisle.
Yes.
You grab the more expensive ones that are more put together. Yeah, they've got the stuff that's $20 cheaper right here, but you're like, that must not be as good. It's still 100% 1,000 milligrams of fish oil, and you just grab the other one.
That's the thing, that's the thing that like people don't understand because they think in the business spectrum it's kind of like, oh, we can't charge too much, but it's like, no, you got to understand something. Because like, if you charge too little, they'll think your product is shit. Yeah. And that's one of those intricacies of business that people don't realize because they don't put themselves in the customer's shoe. Yeah. You're 100% right on that one.
I've always said, what would I wear? And Matt, we've had this discussion so many times. It's just, what do I want?
Yeah.
Like, and then you go from there. Okay, this is whatever business it is that you're going to do, whether that's a service business, meaning, hey, I'm going to come fix your computer for you, or I'm going to build gaming computers for you, or I'm going to be a plumber. Like, what is it that I want? And then what is it that separates? How do I choose?
Yeah.
And when you start listing that stuff out and you start looking at it, now you start to
got a criteria to go by. Yeah.
Building what it is that you're going to create.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're creating this because every person out there that wants to be an entrepreneur, you're creating something because you feel like you have a better idea.
Yeah.
That's it. You at some point you think that you can do better than the existing ones that are there. So hold on that and fucking run with it.
I love it. That's a great way thing. Like I've had people that ask me the same thing, and the advice is always like, would you buy that? I was like, would you? Like, I asked, would you genuinely buy that? And if like, because I on Twitch sometimes I'll stream just games, and I had one dude I always tell him is like they want to launch a veteran clothing brand. I'm like, oh boy. I was like, okay. That's just been, number one reason businesses fail is they fail to research the market. It's a very oversaturated market. The margins are insanely small. You got to be scaling massive volume to do anything worth a shit. So I look at stuff. and I break down the website and things. But I asked him, I was like, look, if you were a customer visiting this website, your website is your shop, it's your business card, it is you. It's like if you go in there and it looks like there's pictures that are not the right size, they're not very clear, they're not very. That is your foxhole. If your foxhole looks like shit, why would you want to get in it? Why would you expect somebody else to make a purchase and trust you?
And then their answer, though, the majority of the answer is, oh, well, I can't afford a good designer. Well, guess what? I couldn't either in the beginning. I learned. I learned how to do this. Like, I dove into the books of HTML
the other
coding,
part about this,
shopping carts.
And this is what I love about it, because now you have things like Fiverr, to where they'll do it for you at a fraction of the cost that a freelance designer would do it. And you're only paying like $25-$50 for good stuff, like to create a logo, to create a brand. You can get this done like at a reasonable cost, but it is one of those things that you're going to have to invest in your business. You're going to have to invest instead of, and that's the other thing. Like I remember when 5 Bravo got fucking huge and then they just died off because they made all this money off that Guck t-shirt and they just blew it on dumb shit. They didn't reinvest back into the business and it fucking tanked. And I never forgot that experience. And I was like, don't ever make that mistake. Take that money, put it back into the business, grow it, hire as soon as you can, and then get people on board that are like smarter than you that can help guide you and steer the business in a good direction. So
it's fucking, that's it.
Are you so turned on right now? Are you as turned on as I am?
Dude,
right
yeah.
You want to have sex?
I'm like on it. Like,
well, let's go do this.
That's
Let's
what I'm saying.
sex.
You know, this shit's hard. It's not easy.
No, I appreciate what you said. No, it's not. It's just one of those things of having to learn from your mistakes after you make them. But I appreciate what you said last time you were here. You're like, you're on the right track. Like you're doing it the right way instead of like still selling T-shirts. Like you're doing something.
You found something that you were passionate about, that you wanted to become an expert in, and now you're becoming an expert in that.
I felt lost for the longest time. I really did. Like I saw you guys doing amazing things over there. I saw other veteran entrepreneurs just doing incredible things, and here I am. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? It's like, what the fuck am I doing? I felt lost until finally this took off. And it's like, this is it. Like, this is what I've been, like, this is what we've been training for, boys. Like, here we go. So it's been an incredible journey. And like, we're doing so phenomenally well. And I can't tell you enough how blessed I am. And then when you give me anecdotal stories of, it's like, oh yeah, listen to John's podcast. Like that means a lot. Like that really means a lot, because a lot of time people don't realize, like, I get a lot of hate online for my views, but when you get like good positive feedback, it makes me appreciate it 10 times more, especially from like the spec ops community, because those are the guys that like, when we were serving, it's kind of like, oh, they're the best of the best. They're like the badass motherfuckers. And the fact that they even want to acknowledge something like that a common grunt wants to talk about. And that's been a trial and journey for me, to where it's like, don't discredit yourself because of what you did.
Dwell on the good comments.
Yeah. And that's hard. That's the hard part.
That's what I mean.
That's the hard
Dan
part.
Crenshaw and I were talking about this. He's like, yeah, I see 400. We love you, and I skip all the way to the red flag. Damn, I'm gonna fuck you up, man. Like it's like, stop.
It's the truth, bro. It's the truth. It's you know, it's crazy to me. You guys sell coffee and John sells CBD like Machine Gun Kelly sells those Betty White pearl necklaces.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither.
Maybe that's a compliment.
I have no idea. Dude, I've gotten
thanks,
so much.
Josh. There he is. Josh, there's the one that we're gonna dwell on there.
Thank you.
You guys do this again. You're both
people don't realize that about JT. I think from a lot of his ideas and the conceptualization of a lot of the things and content he creates for Black Rifle, a lot of people don't see that about him. Or maybe they do, and I just don't see
drunk for a while, you know?
I don't remember half of it from 2014.
Drunk interviewing strippers and porn stars. We're beyond that. I grew up.
I caught so much shit because I wanted to have Brandy, is it Brandy Love or she's a porn star, a famous porn star, and she went to a Turning Point event and got kicked out. And I wanted to have her on the podcast, and I'm still trying to get in touch with her. We've been talking a little bit, but it's one of those things like, you shouldn't have a porn star on your podcast. Like, why not? Why wouldn't I want to talk to him? Why wouldn't I want to get their experience? Like, people just,
I got to hear the story.
I want to hear the story because I think it ties in with a lot of the political discourse that we currently have. It's like, oh, you can't talk to a porn star because, and it's always the Bible thumpers. They're the fucking worst. It's like, you shouldn't do that because that's not right. It's like, so wait, Jesus didn't come for the good people. He came for the bad people. Yeah. And I'm not calling her bad. I'm just saying that he came for the prostitutes and things such as that. The OnlyFans thoughts, he came for them as well.
Jesus also just said to chill out. Like anybody that uses that, it's
oh
like,
my God.
Also, they didn't do a good job. When they what do you call that? Translated. When they translated the Bible, like there's a lot of words that they didn't know and they just left them out. Like, so if you're like using
a little importance.
Yeah. If you're using this as like the be all end all, it's like, hey, dude, go get the Greek version, like read the whole thing before you. I mean, the dude over there that's like, we're putting this in English. What's that word? I don't know. The translator doesn't know. Ah, fucking strike it out. Yeah, but this sentence doesn't. All right, strike those 3 words out too. All right, it's good enough. We're good enough.
I fucking love that. I love that. Oh my God. Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy day. You're down here. You're hanging out with a girlfriend. You're taking time for yourself. Thank you for stopping by the studio to come in and do this. You've always been
fun. Let's go driving tonight or flying.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Wait, flying?
Yeah, in the wind tunnel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a.
I didn't know if like you were being euphemistic, like you want to get high. Like, what are you talking about?
No. There's an Army vet down the tunnel. He's an 11 Bravo.
Oh,
Still in. He's a guard guy.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I was talking to him this morning. We got to go get in that tunnel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh wait, like the wind tunnel.
Yeah,
like,
I fly.
Oh, is that the one where you do like the up and down, like you're
just? It's like free falling training.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, you never done it?
No.
I got to take you.
Dude, I was a grunt. Like, I didn't do that shit. All you guys doing the high school, yeah, we fucking did this. It's like, I lived in shit in a foxhole. That's all I did, bro.
Yeah, we got to take you to the tunnel.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations to all your success. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you. This place is beautiful. I love it. Can't wait to come back.
We're opening up the new storefront in Dallas. I'll have to take you to it and show it. I think you'll like it.
I should decorate it.
You should.
I'm a really good interior decorator.
This man is a man of all different faces and all different faces. So again, your website is lordhotdog.us. Lordhotdog. Go check it out. Very well done. Very well done. That's pretty.
Just
badass.
come over for the story, if anything.
Yeah,
You're not gonna buy hot dogs. Come over. Oh, but we do
buy hot dogs.
We do sell a pack of 10, so it's the same as the buns.
That's crazy. Oh yeah, that makes sense. That makes perfect fucking sense. Yeah. But all right, guys, thank you for tuning into the All American Savage Show podcast. Make sure you check out lordhotdog.us, and then you can see the podcast. And again, I apologize for the camera shitting the bed on me here. That's why my producer Josh runs all this stuff. It's like me. It's like a monkey fucking a football. It's like this is not going to end well.
I love it though.
So, and again, you can check us out. The podcast will be uploaded to SoundCloud, Spotify, YouTube, and iTunes. We're also live on Twitch. I appreciate all the love and support, guys. Thank you so much for being here and hearing our stories. Make sure you hit that share button. It goes a long way and helps magnify our voices. So until then, thank you for tuning in. Anything to add?
No.